Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel, and I hope you're all having a really awesome day. Today's video is another collaboration video, and they're actually like my freaking favorite to do. So I love making them and getting to communicate with other artists and just getting to hang out with others. So expect a lot more in the future, but this is another collaboration with another completely wonderful artist. And firstly, I just want to say, please excuse me, I'm just getting over a cold, so if my voice sounds kind of different, that is the reason why it sounds different. And my camera is also kind of screwed up. The autofocus has been pretty crazy recently, and I'm working on fixing that, but until then, it's kind of like weirdly focusing in and out, and it goes away towards the end of the video, but at the beginning it's kind of crazy, so just letting you guys know that. But this is a collaboration with one of my favorite YouTube artists, and her channel is called Tammy Artsy, and Tammy is completely wonderful, and she's so freaking nice, you guys. And her art style is so adorable and cute, and all of her drawings and her original characters are all so freaking cool, and I totally suggest you go check out her videos if you haven't already. And I will link all of her information down below, her channel, her video, her Instagram, everything, as well as my own. And you should all totally go subscribe to her and give her all the love that you guys show me, and just brighten her day with some awesome comments and watch her video. For this collab, we decided to draw each other's original characters, and I decided to draw her OC Aqua. And I think I decided to draw Aqua mainly because between the ones that she showed me, she had a really cool design. Like, they all had really sweet designs, but I really liked Aqua's because I loved her hair and her markings, and she had really cool water powers in the reference photo I had. So I tried to kind of represent that character, but do it in my own style and put my own spin on like her outfit, and like some of like, I added a couple extra little bits in like her hair and her piercings and stuff. So I tried to make it a little bit more like my own characters, but I tried to keep it very similar to the reference image I had. And not only did I just find her design really cool in general because of like how she was dressed and what she looked like, but her character reminded me of a game I used to play, and this is something that Tammy and I talked about for a while actually. And that's another cool thing about collabs, is that I get to talk to artists that I wouldn't normally talk to that much, and we really got to talk about things, and she's so similar to me with how she started art. We both started doing like fantasy art because of a game called World of Warcraft, and I played it a few years ago, and I played it for a super long time, and I was obsessed with it, and I would probably still play it today, but my computer is super janky and bad, so I can't really afford to play it or have the like equipment to play it, but if I could, I totally would, because the art in it is so freaking pretty, and her character reminded me of some of the characters that are in the game, especially like some of the elven races. And actually some of my original characters are also based off the lore in that game, so it was fun to talk about that and to see how we both started off doing the fantasy stuff. And definitely expect some World of Warcraft fan art in the future. So as for the process of this piece, I actually realized halfway down the road of working on it that I was using the wrong paper, and that's like the worst thing ever because I was trying to shade her skin and I was getting super grainy texture with my colored pencils, and I usually prefer to not use watercolor paper for anything but watercolors and maybe acrylic paints, because sometimes if you put acrylics on watercolor paper it kind of turns into like a gouache. So I usually keep watercolor paper to paints only, maybe a little bit of Copic marker or a little bit of colored pencil, but not much. And for this, I really wanted it to be mainly colored pencil. But watercolor paper, not only does it like destroy Copic markers, which someone told me pretty recently that I didn't really realize until I actually thought about it and how many markers I've killed because of the paper. But it also isn't very good for getting smooth texture with pencil because, again, it's very rough and coarse, and the pencil doesn't really cover much of the paper like fully. So it's hard to get really flat color and to get smooth blending. So for this piece, I meant to use mixed media paper, but I grabbed watercolor paper instead. So halfway down the line of the painting, I was like, okay, this is not working out how I wanted it to. I'm really bummed because I loved how I drew it, but the coloring I thought was really bad. So I decided that towards the end I would take a picture of it and finish it digitally. And I normally try to keep traditional pieces strictly traditional unless it's just a little bit of a touch-up at the end, but for this one I really wanted it to look good. And I was also kind of on a time crunch because I had plans, and not only did I have plans, but I have other projects I have to get to that are kind of like on a time limit almost. So I didn't have that much time to finish it, so I decided to just take a picture of it and finish it digitally. And I just added a little bit of extra detail to like her face and her eyes, and I went over the hair with some just flat color as well as some highlights to give it a little bit more of a nice look. And of course, I will put more information about the materials I used and other updates and all my social media links down in the description below, and I would totally love if you guys checked that out. And as always, I love you guys so much, and thanks again, Tammy, for collaborating with me. This was so fun to do, and I can't wait to watch your video. I'm sure it's going to be completely gorgeous, and I hope that you all have a really wonderful day, and I love you guys so much, and I will see you on Tuesday. Thank you so much for watching.